All right, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. We're going to be looking at proper sponsoring and placement techniques. We've done this presentation several times in the past. It's always good to review this because if you're adding new distributors to your Synergy Worldwide organization, depending upon whether you're a new distributor or depending upon whether you're an existing distributor that has a fairly large organization, there's some techniques that you want to use to make sure that you can properly grow your Synergy business. And so we're going to be looking at those techniques. But before we start looking at the proper sponsoring and placement techniques, I think it's important to understand why this is so important. And the reason why this is important is because your compensation, not all your compensation, but a lot of your compensation when it comes to distributors that you earn, basic commissions, mega matches, really depends upon how well you do in both sponsoring, bringing people into your Synergy organization, and properly placing them in your organization so that you can maximize the Synergy compensation plan. So if we go, let me go to our Synergy family homepage. And when you scroll down from the top of the page, again, this is the home page. Everything starts on the home page. If you scroll down where you see the quick links, you see compensation plan. If you click on that image for compensation plan, it opens up into this page here. Now, as you can see, this page is dedicated to helping you understand Synergy's compensation plan. There's an overview video, and then there's individual videos that talk about the different components within Synergy's compensation plan. When it comes to distributors, you can earn income off of your distributors based upon their ability to create what is called basic commissions. And then if you personally sponsored them and you're qualified on your Tracking Center 1 and your personally sponsored distributors earn a basic commission, you then earn a mega match of their basic commission. So let's go back to basic commissions. In Synergy Worldwide, there's just two sides to your organization, a left side and a right side. So you have your Tracking Center 1, which is the hub of your Synergy business. And then on the left side is Tracking Center 1. I'll take that back. Is Tracking Center 2, and then Tracking Center 3 is on your right-hand side. So you have a left and a right side to your Synergy organization. And if I make the mistake of placing everyone on one side of my Tracking Center 1, that basic hub, so let's say that I've chosen to put everyone on my right-hand side. Well, they can begin building their Synergy business. Maybe they're earning basic commissions because they're doing both sides of the organization, but you'll never earn any basic commission because there's nothing going on the other side. Basic commission is paid on the volume of the weaker leg. So if I place everyone on the right side and no one on my left side, I can never earn basic commission in Synergy Worldwide. And if your new distributors make that same mistake, where they place everyone on one side of their organization, they will never make any basic commissions, and you will never make any mega matches off of them because a mega match of 0 is 0. So it's important to understand that we need to properly place people. After we sponsor them, we need to properly place them in our organization. And that's why if you, again, are on this page, you can scroll down and you can see that we both have a video. Again, you can click on this one and see what we did on October 20th of 2019 in terms of a presentation on proper sponsoring and placement technique. You'll find that that presentation will be similar to today's presentation because the things stay the same. Now, to the right of that is a PDF. If you click on that image, it opens up to this PDF file, which is your cheat sheet, so to speak, on how to properly place people once you've sponsored them. So when we go back to a new distributor and an existing distributor, there's different techniques on proper sponsoring and placement based upon whether you're a new distributor or an existing distributor. Now, I want to bring one other thing into this play before we get started. And if you go to your Synergy Worldwide back office, I'll have to come back in again. Give me a second here. So in your back office, you have the ability to set up for automatic placement within your organization. And you'll notice up here where they're on the toolbar up on top, there's on the right-hand side, enroll. Quick enrollment and then auto placement. And give me 1 second here. I need to go and unmute someone. All right. So as you can see, I can do power left, which means that everyone goes on my left-hand side. I can do power right, which means everyone goes on my right-hand side, or I can do power builder. Now, if you are new to Synergy Worldwide and you don't want to take the time to learn proper sponsoring and placement and do that process, then my suggestion would be to click on Power Builder, which then Synergy will take over for you and place people on your left and right-hand sides as it would relate to helping you maximize their compensation plan. Now, if you're an existing distributor and you have a large organization, but most of the people in your organization is on your left-hand side, that's your strong leg, then you can do what, power right, so that anyone new that comes into your organization gets placed on your right-hand side. And typically, Synergy Worldwide will place them on the outside of the last person on your right-hand side. So it's always outside right, or it's always outside left. Now, if my right leg is my dominant leg, my power leg, the one that I have all my volume in, and my left leg doesn't, well, then it makes sense for me to build my left leg so that I can increase the amount of CV in that leg, which means that my basic commission will go up. So then I would choose power left, so that everyone that I personally sponsored would automatically be placed on the last person on my left-hand side on the outside of that last person. So you have that, where you can do auto placement settings through Synergy Worldwide. That's an option for you. You can see that I have mine picked. And going back to proper sponsoring and placement technique, again, for a new distributor, you sponsor your first person on your outside left, you sponsor your second person on your outside right, and then you sponsor your third person on the outside of your weak leg. Now, let's say that you sponsor someone for 150 CV, you place them on your left. And you sponsor a second person for 150 CV and you place them on your right. Well, both sides are equal. And then that third person, you just make a decision, left or right, doesn't matter at that point in time. Now, if your first person that you sponsored came in with 150 CV, but your second person came in with 300 CV, then, and you place them on your right, then that third person, they come in with 150 CV, where are you going to place them? You're going to place them on the outside of your weak leg. What's your weak leg? Your left leg, because that first person you placed on your left leg, they came in with 150 CV of volume. So 150 CV on the left, 300 CV on the right. Your left side is your weak leg. You would place that person on the outside of that last person on your left-hand side. And then once you've done your first three, because you're always working in groups of three, then you just start over. And how do you do that when you start over? Then it becomes sponsor the first person on the outside of your weak leg, second person on the outside of your strong leg, third person on the outside of your weak leg. Now, you can again use the auto placement from Synergy Worldwide to do that for you, or you can go in and do it on your own, making sure that when you're ready to sponsor someone, you go into your organization, your back office, I should say, and you look to see what is the volume on your left leg, what is the volume on your right leg. The leg that has the least amount of volume is your lesser or weak leg. You would then sponsor that person on the outside left, if that's the case, of the last person in your organization. Now, when you do that, there's a couple benefits to it. First benefit is that when you place a new person on the outside of your weak leg, you then increase the basic commission in that weak leg, and you earn additional basic commission. The other benefit is that last person in your organization has a benefit. You place someone underneath them. And so you can begin to help people within your Synergy business distributors begin to grow their organization. Now, this, I'm gonna do this verbally, and hopefully it won't be confusing. Now, let's say that you have a person on the outside of your left leg, and your left leg is your weak leg. And you just placed an individual underneath that last person, 150 CV of value. Well, you just increased the CV of your weak leg, and you increase the CV of that last person on their left-hand side. So when they go to look at sponsoring a person, they can go and check their volumes and make the appropriate adjustment that maybe when they're ready to sign someone up, because you place someone on their outside left or 150, and they look at their back office and see they've got 150 CV on their left side and 0 CV on their right, then that tells them, okay, I need to sponsor this person and place them on the outside of my right leg because that's my weak leg. Now, if they go and look and see that, they're a fairly new distributor, but they've been doing sponsoring and placement techniques, and they've been growing their Synergy organization, and they go and look when they're ready to put someone in, they see that their left leg increased by 150 CV, but their right leg has 450 CV of volume in it. Then instead of placing that person on their right leg, they would place them on the outside of their left or weak leg so that they can continue to increase that weak side. And then their second person would go on their strong leg, and then the third person would go on their weak leg. So it allows for a person in real time to go into their back office and be able to look in their back office on the volume that's in their left and right legs to make the decision where to properly sponsor that person. And it's always on the outside of the leg, never the inside position, always the outside position. So it's either outside left or it's outside right, and the left could be weak or strong and the right could be weak or strong, but it's always the outside of the leg. That's where people need to be sponsored. Now, you're an existing distributor and you have a strong organization on one leg. For today's example, let's just say that your right leg is your strong leg. You're doing 5, 10,000, maybe 20,000. Some people are doing more than that. They're doing 30,000 CV of volume on their strong leg. Some people in Synergy World, like Mark Comer, most likely see massive volumes. So if you've got a strong leg that is your dominant leg, if you continue to use this new distributor technique, although you'll be adding people to your strong leg, you're not going to really build your weak leg. So, excuse me. So the goal is you want to build your weak leg. So if I've got a strong leg, my right in this case, dominant, to help me maximize the synergy compensation plan, I want to put people on my left-hand side. Now, the ideal scenario to that is to find a distributor that I personally sponsored who's actually doing the synergy business, actively trying to recruit people into the synergy business. And I say to them, look, I want to partner with you in this process. You're going to sponsor the people that you bring into Synergy Worldwide. I'm going to sponsor the people I bring into Synergy Worldwide. But what I want to do is I want to work directly with you so that whenever we're ready to bring someone new to Synergy Worldwide, a new distributor, we talk with each other and we determine where it's best to place that individual so that you can strengthen your synergy organization. Now, I want it because that person is actively involved. So they're going to be doing their work to increase their synergy organization. I want to come alongside and partner with them because if I can help them build a robust Synergy Worldwide distributorship on both sides of their tracking center one, that means that their weak leg increases in volume, which means that their basic commission increases in volume. So if their basic commission increases, my mega match on them increases. And because we're both working together in a partnership, they see value in that. It motivates them to do even a better job in building their synergy organization. And as they and I add people to their tracking center one, all that volume increases my weak leg volume. So my basic commission goes up. And again, the technique is the same. If I'm partnering with this individual who I've sponsored and they're actively building their synergy business, and I've got a person that I'm ready to bring into synergy as a distributor, I call up that person, say, I've got a new individual. Let's look at your back office. Which is your weak leg? Left or right-hand side? Great. I can go in my back office and I can also check that to make sure, because you can pull up that individual in your back office. You can click on, if you go into your back office, let's see if it's still open here. Give me 1 second. So I can go to my downline viewer. And in my downline viewer, I can click on an individual and be able to, I can put in their ID number. And then if I have their ID number in there, let me see, let me pull up. Dr. Brooks, I know that you're on here. Tell me if you don't want me to do this, but I'm going to pull up your tracking center one so that people can see this. So I'm going to put in your ID number, but you can unmute yourself and tell me if you don't want me to do this. I see you've raised your hand.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right. All right, so this is Dr. Brooks' ID number. I hit enter. All right, so then I click on Dr. Brooks. Give me a second here. Now, if I click on Dr. Brooks, that pulls up the information for Dr. Brooks. I can see that his left side is in real time is his weak leg. His right side is his strong leg. So where would I want to place that individual? I've got Dr. Brooks. I can click here on this downward tab. And I can work with Dr. Brooks to figure out who is the last person in his organization on his left-hand side that we would want to place that individual. We're getting there. Nice organization, Dr. Brooks. Almost there. Okay, so we get down to the bottom. I can click on that individual. Carmelita Cross, she's the last person on Dr. Brooks' left-hand side. So we would then sponsor that individual. If it's my individual, I'm the direct sponsor. If it's Dr. Brooks' individual, he's the direct sponsor. And we would then place that individual. If I'm the sponsor, I'd place them under Carmelita Cross, tracking center 1, outside left. And I would be the sponsor. If it was Dr. Brooks's person, again, same thing. Carmelita Cross, tracking center 1, outside left, but Dr. Brooks would be the sponsor. So we work together. And then we bring a second person in outside of his strong leg. We bring a third person in outside of his weak leg. What did that do for Dr. Brooks? It added volume to his weak leg, which increased his basic commission, which I then matched on the mega match. And what did it do for me? All 3 individuals are on my left-hand side. All that increased volume is on my left-hand side, my lesser leg. So it increases my basic commission. It becomes a win-win-win situation for everyone involved. And, you know, Carmelita Cross, maybe she'll never do the synergy business. It doesn't matter. You know, at some point in time, we want to strengthen Dr. Brooks's organization to the point where one side takes off. And then he does personally the same thing that I did with him. He finds someone on his weak leg that he's personally sponsored who is willing to go to work in building their synergy business, willing to be able to say to that individual, I want to partner with you so I can help you grow your synergy business. Again, I will sponsor my individuals. You will sponsor your individuals, but we want to use a specific placement technique that will strengthen your organization so that we can increase your basic commission. I personally benefit from that because if your basic commission goes up, I've sponsored you, I'm qualified on my tracking center 1, my mega match will go up appropriate to your basic commission. And at the same time, you're going to see additional growth in your organization. So as we put 2 people on your weak leg versus 1 person on your strong leg, you're going to then increase your basic commission. So it's a win-win-win situation for everyone involved. Now, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not a difficult technique to implement. It just requires you to follow a process. And it's always the process that allows you to maintain the proper growth of your synergy organization. It's when you don't follow the process that you end up getting into trouble from the standpoint that one leg grows and the other one doesn't. And if the other leg doesn't grow and doesn't have volume, you never earn any basic commission. And if your sponsors if the people that you've sponsored are doing the same thing, they're never earning basic commissions, so you can never mega match off of them. So with that said, do I have any questions before I want to go to looking at maybe some topics for the 4th quarter of 2022? Any questions from anyone with regards to what I've shared today?
No questions for me, Dan. I got back in so I can talk, but thank you. This always great information here. I certainly wish we'd understood this many, many years ago. We would have built our business a little bit differently, but it's good to have it now. So thank you so much for all that you do.
You're welcome. Thanks, Bob. All right. What I'd like to see In the final time that we have, Donald, I think you're going to say something.
Yeah, thanks. Like Bob said, maybe I need to relook my organization with you at some point if we can arrange to do that.
Sure. So Donald, for your understanding, your left-hand side is your strong leg. Your right-hand side is your weak leg.
Okay.
So yes, if you're going to actively start sponsoring people, then what we want to do is we want to work together, and I'll help you understand where best to place individuals so that you can strengthen your right-hand leg.
Also, Dan, since I'm on the island now, I might have a slightly unique situation. So that's one
Right.
thing I want to talk to you about.
Yep, you
as
do.
well.
Uh-huh.
And my new people might just be, or should have a mixture of preferred customers and distributors. So we talk about that.
Yes, and again, understand that because you're on the island, the best way for them to earn income is to sell boxes of ProRx 9.
Correct.
So if you can help them build their customer base so that they can earn income through the difference between the landing cost of ProRx Plus versus the selling cost of ProRx Plus, whatever that difference is, that's how much money they make per box. So the more boxes that they sell, the more income that they earn through their customer base, which means the more 48 packs you would have to order as a group. And now if that person is placed on your right-hand side, you're adding 1100 CV of volume every time that you have to order a 48 pack, so that those new distributors that you're talking about, you all share the benefit of collective selling, and that then increases your volume on your weak leg.
And I'd like to see a product because it would not just be ProRx 9 Plus. It might be E9.
Sure.
It might be some other product. So thank you very much. And we, again, talk about it.
Right. And on the E9, you can buy a 24 pack.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, Synergy has a 24 pack for E9, which reduces the cost substantially, and at the same time provides, I think, 540 CV of volume.
Excellent. Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. Anyone else before I want to look at topics for this final quarter of 2022? All right, so this will need to be a little bit of an open discussion. First off, my question to you is, are there any products in Synergy Worldwide that you would like me to cover in the next quarter?
Dan, this is Bob.
Yes.
In particular, Biome Shake and E9 would be two topics I would really like to have another webinar on. I know we've done them in the past, but two premium products, I really would like that.
Okay. All right. Anyone else with any suggested products that you would like me to cover in the final quarter of 2022? You'll need to unmute yourself and let me know.
You think, is there any chance we could do have a webinar? Maybe Judy could help with some of the Lamara products. Still not clear to me why they're better than the products that we had before.
Yeah, I mean, that I can talk with Judy about that and see if she wants to do it, because I certainly wouldn't be able to do that type of webinar.
Yeah, I just haven't understood why we changed. I guess maybe it had to do with purchasing volume or something like that, along with Nature Sunshine or something to that effect. But I just would be curious. So
yeah, I don't know about, but yes, I'll check with Judy and see if that's something that she would like to do.
Thanks, Bob. That would have been my three as well.
Oh, thanks, Donald.
Great minds think alike still.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anyone else with any feedback to me with regards to products that you would like to see covered in this final quarter? All right. I have a series of topics that I would like to suggest as other topics that I could do on Saturday presentations, as well as hear from you if there are some topics that you would like me to make presentations about. So what I'll do is I'm not going to give them to you all at the same time, because if I do that, then they'll get lost. So let me do 3 at a time. So I've written down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different topics. So let me do 3 at a time. So the first 3 that I wrote down was the science of nitric oxide therapy, keys to third-party validation, and the science of pH and synergy products. Now, of those 3, is there any of those 3 that like resonates with you?
Yeah, the science of pH, that would be awesome.
Okay. Anyone else have an input on this? All right, let me give you the next 3. The next 3 are goal setting, boost your immune system, the vitamin D initiative.
Boost your immune system, Dan,
Okay.
and especially if the topic is immune booster.
Okay.
Well, and D3 as well. Both of those are great.
Okay. Anyone else have any input? All right, let me give you the final 2. I have creating cash flow through customers and distributors, and we are only 10% human. Any thoughts on those 2 topics?
Creating cash flow.
Okay.
Well, and I'm thinking 10% human. Again, they're just great subjects. And I thought of one other subject as well, Dan, that with regard, and that's with regard to the new website, the new Synergy Worldwide website. I think a little training on that would be helpful as well.
Yeah, Bob, I thought about that, but again, it's like until they actually get it done, it's like I've been waiting for them to finally finish the new website before we do a training on it. So, but I understand where you're coming from. Definitely, if they finish the new website in the final quarter, like they say they're going to, then definitely we can always adjust our Saturday presentations to make sure that people know it and be able to use it properly.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
No, I completely agree. Anyone have any suggestions for me on topics that you might want me to develop so that we can, again, make these Saturday presentations topics that will help you grow your Synergy business? Here's your opportunity to give input. Again, you just need to unmute yourself.
These all look great.
All right. Anyone, any final comments, suggestions for me?
No, nothing from me. Dan, Judy, and I, of course, will be glad to jump in and continue with our leadership development series. So plug us in once a month. That works out really well for both of us. Right? I mean, it does for me. I shouldn't speak for Judy.
Yeah, I'll send out an email on Monday for you and Judy and myself and David so that we can finalize it. But yes,
perfect.
But at least this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential topics. Add to your presentations. We're pretty much covered for the quarter. And so we'll go from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad
Thank you,
you're
everyone.
feeling better.
Yep, I am. Appreciate it. Anyone
Thanks.
else? Go ahead,
Thanks,
Donald.
man. That's pretty exhaustive. I like it.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a blessed day.